It just felt like a really natural decision.
As soon as the opportunity came, I knew that I had to take the vaccine.
I truly believe that it's the only way out of this pandemic.
I'm on my way to visit my grandparents, who I haven't actually seen in more than a year. But first, I made a quick stop and got my first dose of the Pfizer jab. One of the vaccine volunteers told me he was having a really difficult time convincing young people to get the jab. I couldn't help but think, is that really the case? And why? Many young people raced to vaccination centres when given the opportunity, with thousands flocking to stadiums on weekends to get the jab.
I think it overturns this idea that young people are more vaccine hesitant. They care about the end to the pandemic as much as anybody.
It both protects themselves and it protects other people as well.
Helping society to recover.
And so that I can travel this summer.
I'd love to get some of the university experience back after a year and a half of not having that.
And ultimately we all want this crazy virus mess just to end.
But there are some who are hesitant. Even in my own family, my cousins worried about people having bad reactions. So, after ages apart, I asked my grandparents what they thought of this.
Well, it's your own personal choice really, but I believe people should get it done.
So do you think that by me having the vaccine today, it kind of protects you a little bit more?
Yes.
So far, more than 55% of 18 to 24-year-olds in London have received a first dose of the vaccine, compared with 94% of 60 to 64-year-olds. Of course, young people have had less time to get their jabs, but is there anything else at play? I received lots of messages from young people with reasons why they're not having the jab. I put their concerns to a vaccine expert. If you're young and fit, why would you take an experimental vaccine?
They are not really experimental now because they have been fully approved and they were tested in trials, first of all, in tens of thousands of people. And now we have millions of people who've had no issues whatsoever, except for being well protected.
Too many people had blood clots and died from it.
The vaccine associated with blood clots, which are the vectored vaccines, are not the ones given to young people.
I react badly to most vaccinations. The last time I had one, I was hospitalised for a week.
First of all, check what that allergy actually is it confirmed, and then seek the advice of where you might be safest to have your vaccine.
I'm waiting until the global rollout is done because other people around the world need it more.
You're quite right to think about the equity of access. It's really important to not lose sight of that, but you getting your jab, I'm afraid it's not going to make a great deal of difference.
Chances of me dying from COVID, next to impossible. Protecting others, they should get the vaccine.
It's a risk-benefit ratio that you really need to consider. It is much more beneficial to have the vaccine than not to have it, both for yourself and also for the wider public good.
Having the jab is a personal choice, and you should research before deciding what's best for your own health. But for me, like plenty of other young Londoners, I'm waiting for my second dose in August.